So as we know, a few days ago, Elliotte Friedman stirred things up. He created a full-on Scooby-Doo mystery in Toronto by saying that there's a mystery top 6 forward the Leafs are going after, and he had it written down on a piece of paper. Look, I don't think Alex Galchenyuk was that guy, okay? So if you ask me, I do think they're still in the market for a top 6 winger. But then again, the cap space getting tight, right? So you got to keep that in mind. But I want to look over an article written on thehockeywriters.com by Alex Hobson and another one written by Peter Baracchini, looking at two super interesting guys to get in a trade. Rickard Rakell, or I guess it's Rickard Rakell, and Alex Iafallo. Very interesting. Let's get into it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rickard Rakell, dude, that guy's a star. He's the best player on the Anaheim Ducks. How are we going to get him? Just listen here, because the more you think about it, the better and more realistic it starts to sound. Stick with me here. First of all, obviously, the Anaheim Ducks are in a rebuild, and THW Ducks writer Anthony Ciardelli explains if the Ducks are out of the playoffs, GM Bob Murray could be making moves, and Rakell is the best asset to get traded. It seems like a perfect match for both teams, as the Maple Leafs have the assets to try and acquire help on their second line, while the Ducks have players in the pipeline coming up like Trevor Zegras, who's a stud by the way. It won't be long before they start to shop some of their veteran forwards like Rakell to continue building their future. Now Leafs fans are looking at it like, okay, interesting, but what's the damage? Oh my gosh, how big of a dent is it? 6 million? 7 million? Get this. $3.8 million for Rickard Rakell for this year and next year, and he would be a perfect fit in the top 6. You get him incredibly cheap. For a player who can produce like he can, that is an absolute steal, man. That's like getting a PS5 for $150. I will mention though that if you do want to trade for Rakell, you will have to move out a contract very similar in numbers here. And the closest one that the Leafs have in terms of numbers is Alex Kerfoot at $3.5 million, which I could see being a part of the deal. Here's the thing though. The guy is a 2-time 30-goal scorer, and he has a lot of offensive prowess. So, look, you're going to need to pay up. There's no doubt about that. But the good/bad news is for the Maple Leafs is that you guys have a very deep prospect pool, and it wouldn't hurt too much to part with one prospect. Okay, and they could even offer their first round pick in 2021 because this draft is going to be completely unpredictable and nobody really knows what's going on here. The scouting and everything has just been off compared to other years. So giving up your first round pick this year wouldn't be as costly as it would in other years. And it's not like you're acquiring a 40-year-old player here, okay? You're getting a 27-year-old Rickard Rakell who you have under contract for the rest of this season and the next one. Ciardelli mentions Pierre Engvall and Nick Robertson as potential targets, which could be possible. GM Kyle Dubas would be hesitant to give up either Rasmus Sandin or Nick Robertson. Then again, you may have to give up assets for a key piece, and I agree on that one. Now, another guy worth grabbing is Alex Iafallo from the Los Angeles Kings here. Having a solid start to the season, in 13 games he got 3 goals, 6 assists, 9 points. Last year in 70 games he scored 17 goals and 43 points. So on that second line, a decent option. But when you get this guy, is he really an upgrade over a guy like Zach Hyman? I'm not sure. Whereas Rakell, you're basically getting a star there. In Iafallo, yes, he will help your forward group, but I'm not sure it's worth it in terms of cost versus benefit. That being said, you would like Jumbo Joe Thornton to move down your lineup a bit, so that's why an option like Iafallo would come in at a very handsome $2.4 million cap hit, but this guy would be a pure rental. After this year, you don't have any guarantee you're going to have him, so you'd have to re-sign him, but we do know that the Leafs like to make deals with the Kings, okay? They've made a couple, notably the Jake Muzzin one, and this guy could be a fit with the Leafs. And let's also not forget the Jack Campbell and the Kyle Clifford deals. So clearly, Dubas and the Kings have a good trading relationship. Now, what would the price tag be on this deal? Now, Hobson mentions that the deal would start with one of VC or Alex Kerfoot. I'm sure the Maple Leafs would rather deal VC, but he only makes $900,000, so that might not be enough outgoing salary to make it work. So this might be a 1-for-1. Alex Kerfoot for Alex Iafallo there, and just consider yourselves lucky, Leafs fans, okay? Because 1-for-1, Iafallo versus Kerfoot, no matter what happens, is a whole lot better than Taylor Hall 1-for-1 for Adam Larsson, okay? So I think that's a pretty fair trade for both sides there, and I want to hear from you guys, Leafs fans. Talk to me in the comments down below. For some reason, there's not a whole lot of you here, okay? Mostly Habs fans. I want to hear from the Leafs fans today. What do you think about these two kind of trade rumor propositions here? And if this video does well, I will maybe be making more Leafs content. I would love to. I'm a Leafs fan too. Honestly, I think the Rakell thing would be awesome. Let me know what you guys think down below. What would you give in a mock trade? Like, subscribe if it's your first time here. Hockey content every single day. See ya.